Hey guys, my name is Punched
Oh,
in the Pooper, and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. Alright, so right now I just finished recording with two of my friends. I don't know if you guys can check it out. It's for Katawa Shoujo. I mean, I don't know how well we followed the story, but we tried. So I'm feeling a little better about going back into this because last time Rena got really fucking scary. So let's just God. Okay, so like Greg asked, I'm playing full screen, right in front of my computer. Lights are off. It's 9:45, so it's plenty dark and stuff. So let's continue. Um, oh God, it's already. Why is it? Okay, never mind. Oh God, maybe I will sit a little back. Where's my dog? Beatty, get over here. Oh God, it's kind of creepy already. Weariness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day. At least it's morning. Jesus. What's wrong? Punchy? You don't look so well. When did you go to sleep? It seemed my mom had noticed my sullen state. Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without a doubt, I felt the presence. I felt the presence of someone standing in front of my door. I told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination and forced myself to try and sleep. Except, not being able to stand it, I gathered up my courage and opened the door. Of course, there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. I just checked if someone was at my door. Luckily, instead of last time, last time what happened, why I got ultra scared was because I realized that, because my mom works late, that my dad went to go pick her up, and that in the middle of being scared, I realized I was home alone, just with Beatty. So yeah, maybe I'll get a real dog at some point that'll actually protect me. But now my mom and sister are home, so I feel a lot better. Anyway, or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease. For all we know, Rena's been there the entire time. It might be cold. I don't really have an appetite. It might be a cold. I don't really have an appetite. My, you do seem a little warm. Well, can you make it to school? Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. It wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? It could have been that I had been feeling well for the last few days because I really did have a cold. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, I might be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Ding dong! Oh, hell no. Rena, that's you? I'm gone. I'm not gonna play this anymore. Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock. It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Rena. It was Rena. Rena-chan came to get you. What are you going to do? Are you going to take the day off? Rena was a good girl. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. The lunch she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be so scared of something like that? It wasn't Rena's fault. It was probably mine. It had to have been my cold. It just had to be. I'll rest. Sorry. Then I'll go send her off for you. Mom headed off to the door. I would have to pass by the entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Rena, so I wrapped myself in my blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep deprived, I quickly fell into a deep slumber. Whew. Okay, so we've prolonged our meeting with Rena. Oh god, what if she, like, comes to take care of me? Oh god. I had only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table, I found a lunch prepared and a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off, somewhere far away. No, Mom, Dad, why'd you leave me? It likely had to do with Dad's work. This happened every so often, so it wasn't that unusual. They would probably be back sometime after dinner. On the note it said, "The insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital." There was also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. I had a light lunch, although it was really just leftovers from the morning, just in case, went to the hospital. Okay, going to the hospital. Everything should be fine when I walk there, right? Normally, I'd never be here in the middle of a weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling guilty. It was an odd feeling. Following my mom's map, I took a road I usually never used. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. Irie Clinic was written rather stylishly on the sign. The clinic wasn't very big, but based off the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. They must be making a mint. Alright. Oh, look at that. I don't even know what that is. A frog? It's a dinosaur doing something. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen. Mirabara-san, please make your way to the examination room. Thanks, nurse. Hospital shouldn't be bad, right, guys? Alright. After properly answering all of the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with the old, "It's probably a cold." They gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. I thought it was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I'd been having lately, then it was worth it. I think so too. Although I'm pretty sure that's just the demon Rena building up in your heart. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I overheard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping, if it just wasn't for that word. Must have been the Onikakushi. Oh, fuck. I wonder. She was still pretty young. Might have just eloped. With whom? That man from Tokyo visits every season. That young one with the big camera. Didn't you know they were getting along pretty well? Were they talking about Tomitake-san? I could feel my ears perking up. I don't know about that, but you have to make preparations before you elope. Leave a note, or quit their job or something. It's an elopement because they didn't leave a note or message. The thought that I'll never see that young nurse's face again makes me rather sad. Aww. Takano, that's her name. Takano-san is an upstanding young woman. She'll be fine wherever she goes. So her name was Takano-san. That woman with Tomitake-san. And she worked at this clinic? Ooishi-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. I started listening more closely, but they began talking about fishing. It didn't seem like they were going to revisit the topic. I gave up and left. That's fine with me. Let's talk about fishing. Rather much talk about that. Thus, even though separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Ooishi-sama's shadow. Osama's shadow. I forgot that's what we were going to call it. But of course, Osama was the guardian deity of this place, of Hinamizawa. As long as I was in Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. Then we should leave. We should pack up and go. Maybe it was because I was walking outside, but my appetite had suddenly returned. I might as well buy a snack with the change from the examination fee on my way home. Contemplating that, I turned onto a familiar street. Oh, hell no. At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. So I reeking so far into the middle of the road where I'd be in the car's way? I moved off to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around peeved. Oh no. Oh, okay. Mirabara-san, good day to you. It was Ooishi-san. He stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me. What's up today? School on break? Just not feeling well, so I took the day off. I was about to buy lunch, head back home. That's great. I'm just about to get lunch myself. Would you mind going together? If you're not feeling up for it, then don't mind me. I was just going to lie down after going home anyway. I didn't really have a cold. I doubt you want to eat at one of these local places. Let's go into town. It's a bit of a drive. Is that alright? I know a pretty good place. I finally began to understand Ooishi-san's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss in Hinamizawa. Oh god, I bet someone sees us getting into his car, don't they? Oh, Jesus. I went with Ooishi-san riding in his frigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie. I'm sorry about calling you so late last night. Did your parents get angry at you? No. I recalled Rena, who had been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separated from me just by the door. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, the thought still creeps me out. Yes, creeps me out. With a big bump that jolted the car, the road connected to the city changed from dirt to pavement. I had to swivel back with a sudden realization. That's right. This is where Toмотake-san died. They've hit a snag on the investigation regarding Toмотake-san. Ooishi-san spoke, peering at me from the corner of his eye. They believed it was caused by hallucinogens, given how he was clawing out his own throat. But a drug that could cause that to happen so suddenly is extremely hard to come by. Bear in mind, of course, the autopsy was done with that premise in mind, but we didn't find any leads. You know the thing you see in comics all the time? Where there's a drug that if you put in them, it doesn't leave any traces? It exists. No. God, I mean, I've taken classes with drugs and stuff. Succinylchol something. Succinylchol. Something or other. Well, it's pretty common. But you see, there doesn't seem to be any kind of drug that would cause Toмотake-san to react like that. Then you're saying the police concluded Toмотake-san just died from a curse? I couldn't help but feel the police were worthless. I just wanted the idea of a curse to be dissociated from Toмотake-san's mysterious death. Unfortunately, that's how it looks right now. But putting aside the cause of death, without a doubt, he was surrounded by a group of people and had taken a beating before he died. That was no curse, but an incident that unquestionably involved other humans. That made me a bit relieved. Well, knowing that there's a group out that beat him up and now probably knows that I'm talking to the police officer is actually not relieving, Punchy. At least not relieving to me in any sort of sense. Oh, check it out, we're in the city. We passed in front of the rather desolate, but still busier than Hinamizawa train station. The car pulled into a restaurant parking lot, and I followed Ooishi-san into the shop. It was pretty crowded, but there were only adults at this hour. Of course, there wouldn't be any children here in the middle of a weekday. 2 please, non-smoking. This way please. When you're ready to order, please call me over. We were led by a peculiarly dressed waitress to our table. I sat with Ooishi-san in the booth. So what do you think? Aren't the waitresses' outfits here cute? That's why you took me here? Huh? Well, I guess. The shop is always quite busy. It's more about the waitresses and the food, you see. Dirty old man. Huh. Ooishi-san, you're leering. Am I really? Perverted old man. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was well, it's more than decent, Punchy. Look at that dessert menu. Ooh, and those, I think, parfaits. I'm hungry now. Finishing our meals while talking about some inane topic, Ooishi-san's afternoon cup of coffee arrived at the table. Yesterday we talked about Hinamizawa's past, didn't we? Yeah. That it was the village of man-eating demons or something like that. I didn't know much about it myself, so I asked my grandmother about it this morning. Ooishi-san took the notepad that was stuffed into his breast pocket. Oh god. Turns out that Hinamizawa used to be called Onigafuchi, or Ogre's Abyss. Onigafuchi? That's quite the name. The name is still around. The marsh where the Shinto priest's wife drowned herself is still called Ogre's Abyss. It's said that the depths of the marsh connect to the realm of demons. Of course, nobody told me anything about such an ominous marsh. And you see, it appears they were both feared and revered. A respect born of fear. I guess you could say it was a kind of deification. Not defecation, that's something completely different. A village of inhuman creatures. Seems the demons were ascendant or mountain-dwelling mystics of sorts, taking villagers with incurable illnesses into Ogre's Abyss and healing them, for example. Even if we call them demons, Tengu, long-nosed goblins, or Senin will be a more apt description. They don't seem like such terrible people, even though they were called demons. But they were still man-eating demons, according to the story my grandma told me, as a payment for treating the son's illness. Let us eat the mother who brought him here, was apparently how things went. That's a high price. The price of curing her son was herself? That's unsettling. Yeah. Of course the mother took her son and ran. Then you see, All the people who lived in Onigafuchi, the demons chased them down, rounded them up, and captured them. Oof. The entire village, apparently. That's quite a frightening thing to imagine. I don't want to imagine it. No? Okay. Anytime it goes back into a new scene, I'm always afraid like Rena's gonna appear on screen. In the end, it seems both the mother and son were caught and eaten. The end. There's a problem with this story. Both witnesses in the story were eaten, so nobody would be able to tell the tale. Huh? Blah! There are plenty of fables like this. In contrast to the ghastly tale, Ooishi-san laughed heartily while sipping his coffee. But well, there are quite a few other tales, where the demons from Onigafuchi band together to capture their prey. I recall that Mien said all the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. Ugh. I saw similarities with how that part of unification overlapped. Normally, they hunted down a single person, and they chose who it was going to be beforehand. Huh? That caught my attention. Ooishi-san also appeared to be pondering what it meant. My grandmother told me that you must never interfere with the demon's hunt. You should just hole up in your house and hide under cover, she said. So what does this all mean? It means you mustn't ever help or protect the prey. As long as you don't disturb the demon's hunt, no harm will fall upon the villagers. It seems there's that kind of rule. Basically, don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities, in other words. What happens if you break the rule? Well, they're man-eating demons after all. Many parts of the tale caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with his theory that the perpetrators were all the village families. Oh god, that ain't good. Even if it wasn't the whole village, it was conceivable that the village were hiding under the covers, leaving them to die. When there's a group that was on their hunt, wasn't it? I didn't dare speak it. Then Ooishi-san. I guess it looks like either the village families or a group of villagers perpetrating the crimes. What do you think, Mirabara-san? Excuse me. Another cup of coffee, please. That's what I wanted to know. It seemed that we were both waiting for the other to say that last part. I waited for the waitress to finish pouring coffee before speaking. Last year, I had a nagging feeling while Satoshi-kun disappeared. Ooishi-san muttered as he watched the milk swirl around in his coffee. So those friends of Satoshi-san, meaning a group of friends, Mirabara-san, I had a bit, really just a bit, okay, of background checking done on them. That's heavy. If Ooishi-san had said this to me before, I would have been furious, since he told me earlier not to suspect my friends. But as I was now, I couldn't. I really can't. This might sound pretty stupid, Mirabara-san. If you feel that it's stupid, please say so. I'll just stop. Ooishi-san was wearing the most serious expression that I'd ever seen from him. It was as if he was telling me to prepare myself and listen. There's quite a few things I regretted hearing from Ooishi-san, but none of them were as threatening as this. A little voice inside of me was screaming like an alarm. Stop, Punchy. This is probably the last one. I took a deep breath and silenced that voice. I would not run from the truth. Please. That's all I could utter. Ooishi-san stared into my eyes silently for a few moments. After he was certain I was ready, he began. The victim of the incident in the first year was the overseer. A few weeks prior, he had an altercation with me and Sonozaki-san. Multiple altercations. Ooishi-san had said before that Min had defied the dam project how do I say that word? Vehemently? I'll have to look it up. Sorry, guys. Well, it wasn't hard to imagine how she'd be if she got worked up. Yeah, I mean, if we see her in the games, like in our games, I don't want to see any of them like that. I already saw Rena. I saw Rena like that. I don't want to see any of the rest of them demon up, especially not Rika, not my Rika. In the second year, the married couple who supported the project died in an accident, right? They had a daughter. Her name is Satoko Hoju-san. Which married couple was that? Huh? Satoko, meaning Satoko? Oh! Satoko! As in the act like a rich girl, Satoko. Ooishi-san's look told me that my voice was too loud. I realized that as well and quickly quiet down. The Shinto priest and his wife who died in third year, you see. Their daughter is Rika Furude-san. The fuck? So Rika and Satoko are the daughters of people who died. Rika-chan was the housewife who died in the 4th year? You know already, don't you? It was the step-aunt of Satoko Hochu-san. Oh god, she was in her aunt and uncle's custody as she had lost both of her parents in the accident. She lived in the victim's house. I could tell my lips were getting dry. I didn't even have the wits to keep my mouth from hanging agape. I thought it was nothing but a bizarre incident, one that I could easily distance myself from. But clicking and clacking, it had snuck all the way to my feet. The one who disappeared the 4th year, by the way, he was Satoko's-san's older brother. Poor Satoko! So everyone around Satoko's dying. What? Wait, just a second. It took everything I had to finally say that. I gulped down a glass of water and once again wiped my face with a napkin. Calm down, Punchy Maribara. But Ooishi-san was relentless. Instead of waiting for me to finish sorting out my feelings, he started speaking again. Lots of things I shouldn't have heard. All the victims seem to be connected to your group of friends. Oh god, why? That has to just be coincidence. Punchy, we're so far into this. This is not a coincidence. You are in this group of something. Maribara-san, keep it down. Everyone's looking. Man, Satoko? Rika-chan? So what if they're connected? You're telling me all of my friends? It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Oh, Ren is different, isn't she? Ren isn't connected with the victims at all. Ren Ryugo-san was living in the suburb of Ibaraki Prefecture up until last year. Well, it's true she hadn't directly met any of the victims. He said it in a roundabout way. Is he saying she's also connected? Actually, I looked into her. Before Ryugo-san moved to Hinamizawa, she was suspended from school. It seems she went to her school building and broke all the windows. Rena did that? She broke all the windows at her school? The same silly Rena had. I couldn't even imagine it. It seems that after 3 days suspension, she didn't return to school. She went to a neurologist and was diagnosed with dysautonomia. She was given weeks of counseling and medication. Okay, well, let's look at what dysautonomia is. I was wondering if it was something like a nervous breakdown. I had heard it happen to people who are really methodical or overly sensitive. Neither of those matched Rena's easygoing personality. And in the counselor's medical report, he recorded all the conversations he had with Rena-san. It shows up, and quite a bit at that. What did? I pressed forward carelessly. There couldn't be anything more for me to regret. She mentioned the word Oyashiro-sama. Oh, goosebumps everywhere! Goosebumps everywhere! Oh, God. I feel like someone's stone cold hand was caressing my back, yeah. Why had Rena spoken of Oyashiro-sama before she even came to Hinamizawa? Seemed that Osama she spoke of was like a ghost, appearing in her house every night, standing over her pillow, looking down at her. My mind froze. I couldn't process what I was being told. All after that, she moved to Hinamizawa. Ah, that's right. She's not an outsider. Huh? Sounds. Why? According to the residency register, Ryugo family used to reside in Hinamizawa. Rena-san moved to Ibaraki right after she finished elementary school, so she used to live there. My mind went completely blank. It was similar to the static you'd see on a blank TV channel. My ears began ringing as I lost all sense of comprehension. Maribara-san, are you alright? Shall we stop? Those words brought me back. I couldn't let it end here. Now I understand Rena. Then how about the last victim, Tomitaki-san? Who was he connected with? Irritated, I let out one final reprisal. All of them. Have you forgotten, Maribara-san? Didn't you all spend the night at the festival together, quite merrily? Quite a few officers saw you enjoying yourselves. Now there was nothing I could respond with. I fell silent as my brain turned into mush. Oh, fuck. We should get going. Ah, Maribara-san, did you take your afternoon medicine? I completely forgotten about the medicine I had gotten today until Ooishi-san said that. I had another glass of water. We left the shop after I chugged it down. Is the medicine, like, especially important to the story? We got in the car and returned to Hinamizawa via the rough road. I never really paid attention when I was on my bike, but did cars normally shake this much? It was almost as if the road was desperately trying to tell me something. But don't. The big jolt was from the difference in elevation of the road when it changed from cement to dirt. I was certain I heard Tomotake's-san scream. I sat in silence, just letting myself be shaken by the car. I dropped you off at your house. You missed school because you were ill, correct? My apologies for the long conversation. Why did you talk to me? I blurted out the question. Really, just put it out. I didn't expect an answer. I did check with you first, didn't I? If we should just stop. Not that. Why did you reach out to me? I understood quite well what Ooishi-san was investigating this string of suspicious incidents. But why was he telling me all this? I knew nothing and I couldn't help. Everything Ooishi-san spoke of was news to me. First of all, what could I, having just moved here, know? By chance, if there was a reason for Ooishi-san to reach out to me, then it would have to be that it looked suspicious to Ooishi-san, as I was part of Mien's circle of friends. I'm retiring this year. I thought of moving away after retiring as my grandma wants. So while I'm still in the case, I want to bring the truth behind this incident to light. So, Ooishi-san, you suspect them, don't you? All of them. Ooishi-san didn't really give a response. I felt a little late. I thought it was a way of showing a bit of consideration for my feelings. This is mostly my intuition from 30 years on this job. Maribara-san, you're the one in danger. Huh? I wanted to reply that was absurd, but in my drawn-time state, I couldn't bring myself to say it. I'll be retiring this year, so I won't be at the Watanagashi next year. So I want to settle things. In other words, he was insinuating that on the next Watanagashi, I might be the victim. I've been warned by the chief as well. Each incident in the string of cases has been solved, so don't bring it up again, or so I was told. This is the pressure that I'm facing. Pressure? From what? Someone in Hinamizawa. We've arrived. Is this fine? After some time, the car finally reached the path to my house. The clock read 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Sorry, that's a K-pop group. I'm trying to make myself feel better right now, knowing that I'm gonna have to go back to school, and that all my friends are potentially killers, are connected to this shit. I was surprised so little time had passed since we ate. It was hot outside the car. The chirping of the Higurashi hurt my ears. The chirping, the crying, because they know that I'm going to die next. I won't mind if you just forgot everything I told you today, but I'm still going to keep investigating. I'll end Osama's curse this year. So you're saying I should contact you if anything happens? It's fine. Just contact me when you feel you have to, Mirabara-san. I wasn't collecting enough to understand Ooishi-san's roundabout way of saying it. Be sure to take it easy. I'm sorry for throwing all this at you while you're taking the day off because you're sick. I didn't really give any sort of response. I'll always be on your side. Or if anything, believe that. I'll be off now. Don't leave, Ooishi-san. The tires crunched over the dirt as the car made a U-turn and disappeared into a cloud of kicked-up dust. It felt like I was watching a boat only throw me a lifesaver in shark-infested waters before disappearing into the distance. That was the first time I thought Ooishi-san was being unfair. Telling me I was going to be the next victim, then just saying to contact him if something happened. This wasn't a criminal investigation. He was fishing. And I was just the bait dangling off the line. Would the fish be the perpetrator? Or was it really just Osama's curse? Either way, the bait will be swallowed whole. Damn it, I don't want to die. For some time, I could do nothing but stare at the puddle of water left behind by the AC from the car. Alright, that's a chapter done. I'll stop it there because I just found out more. And considering what happened last time, I'm fairly sure stuff's gonna happen. I also really don't like... Okay. Back in my room. It's nighttime, but we're gonna just cut off there. Earlier, for a while, after me and my friends Jeff and my sister Emily's finished recording the last video that I just did, we started talking about like scary things, and I showed them. Like, they don't know. They like. I think they like my videos, like on YouTube, physically like it, but they don't actually watch them. So I told them, showed them what was happening, showed them what happened last episode, and they're like, yeah, that's pretty creepy. Especially since now I'm playing full screen with like in the dark. But I guess because since they were just here and we were just laughing our asses off, I feel a little better. But I just because knowing tomorrow, which is my birthday, yay! 25. Oh god, 25. Yeah, I'm turning 25. Um, and yeah, so it's gonna be just a day of work, and then I'm probably start playing this. It's gonna be fresh. Like no one's gonna be home at that point, so it's gonna be tough. Well, I hope you guys are doing well. If I could, I'd send everyone, because I mean, really have to make people watch my videos. Everyone that's watching a cupcake, saying happy birthday from me, I guess. I don't really know how that works, but that's what I would do. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along with me in my journey to Hinamizawa. It's nice to know that I have some people behind me as I feel the wrath of Osama's curse. Once again, I hope you guys are doing well. And please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Ow.